Major funding for these broadcasts has been provided by grants from Madison Realty Capital, New York Community Bank, M&T Bank, AmTrust Title, Ariel Property Advisors, Customers Bank, Capital One Bank, Meridian Capital Group. Additional funding has been provided by grants from AVR Realty Company, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Briarwood Organization, CBRE, Citizens Bank, Colliers International NYC, Collins Building Services, CPEX Real Estate Services, Douglaston Development Levine Builders, Flushing Bank, Friedman LLP, Handler Real Estate Organization Handro Properties, Hodges Ward Elliott INC, Investors Bank, James D. Kuhn Real Estate Institute at Syracuse University, John Castamatidis Red Apple Group, Kilroy Architectural Windows, Matone Group, Mercantile Bank, Newmark Knight Frank, Optimum Window Manufacturing Corp., People's United Bank, Rockefeller Group, Rosewood Realty Group, SJP Properties, Stonehenge NYC, TD Bank, Terra CRG, the Merengoff Family Foundation, the Moynihan Organization, Moynihan Capital Partners, and these friends. I want to be a doctor. I really want to be a doctor. You know, this is from the days of the pediatrician. But this individual became a doctor, became one of the leading ENT specialists in the city of New York, but also became an entrepreneur for the love of her son, Michael. Dr. Lisa Liberatore, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So tell me the story about the people who came from Calabria and Sicily over here when they arrived in the freedom.
With a name like Dr. Lisa Liberatore, everybody expects me to speak Italian. But actually, my grandparents, 3 of the 4, were born in New York, and my mother's mother was born in Sicily.
So let's start with the papa side, and then we'll go to mom's side.
So my father's side was my Nana. She was one of 5 girls. Grew up during pre-Depression. Her mother was a seamstress, and her father died actually in his early 30s from the Spanish flu epidemic. And the mother was left with the 5 girls. And my grandfather worked in a printing company. They met in Staten Island.
As you were saying to me, the mother being a seamstress, she and her sisters made clothing for the Rockefellers.
They made clothes for all the wealthy women of New York.
And they even made curtains for you.
Yeah, our first apartment, they made our curtains, our bed. They made my prom dress, but I can tell you my prom dress, I almost regretted it. I can't tell you how many fittings they did for me, and if I lost a pound, they were furious because it was perfectly fitted. So.
Did they make your wedding dress too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's Staten Island.
Yes.
And what happens?
They moved to Corona. A lot of my parents' family friends, they still have from that time in Corona.
Let's go to mom's side, who got involved with the fish business.
They were the merchants, and they started fish market in Jackson Heights. They had quite a personality. They were very theatrical. They made home movies. And
later on, you even worked in the fish market.
I loved
You
fish.
like cutting fish?
I love fish. I love fish. My father left college to take over the family business because my grandfather was sick with lung cancer, and he loved it. He loved the whole idea of having a business and you know, that whole entrepreneurship, and I loved it too. And I wanted to work with my father as young as I could.
Now, you were the bookkeeper also?
He didn't think I should be on the front end, you know, cutting fish. He didn't know if that was right for me.
You didn't realize you were going to become a surgeon.
He didn't know, had no idea. Actually, I learned my skills in the fish market. I mean, you fillet flounder, cutting fish. I loved it. I loved it. He always says his number one employee, he would say to his other guys, "You see her carrying those 50-pound boxes and setting up the stand? What is everybody doing?" You know, I was really a workaholic.
It was those big swordfishes, you know,
Yeah.
with the noses.
That was the store I worked, is Blue Water Fish Market in Flushing.
So tell me about how Mom met Dad. You said they were...
They were high school sweethearts. She was 14, he was 17. They started dating. They got married at 18. My mom was 18, my dad's 21. And she had a job at Pan Am. She was very artistic. She's an interior designer. She actually has done all of our interior design work, my office, our homes. She's still very much working at 79.
You were born when?
1964.
Where?
Flushing.
So the family was in Flushing for a period of time,
Yes.
right?
We moved from
Sanford
Jackson
Street?
Heights to Flushing to get a 3-family house as a better investment. We lived in the middle floor of a 3-family house.
Most of the Italians that I knew had the 3-family homes. You had the 3 families.
No.
Okay, but this was different.
No. I mean, my dad had good intentions. He didn't realize he does not have the patience to be a landlord. It was driving him crazy. You know, little Kevin upstairs jumping down the staircase. So he was not a good landlord, but it was a very good investment.
So you were in Flushing, and then you moved to Bayside, you said, right?
Moved to Bayside when I was a teenager.
So you said to me, one of the reasons that you wanted to become a physician was there was a pediatrician who came to the house. Tell me about the pediatrician.
Dr. Canetta. I was the oldest of 3, and so we'd all get sick at the same time, my poor mom. And so the doctor actually sometimes would come do house calls. I mean, he was very funny thinking about it now, how he would smoke in the hallway before coming into the apartment. But, you know, I thought he just made us all feel so great. We actually really look forward to him. And the combination of him, my experience with Dr. Canetta, and also our neighbor was a young man, Eddie Lagama, who was a medical student. And all the kids on the block, I mean, we had a lot of kids on our block, we just loved him. He was very much into teaching, and he was inspiring, and he was a great sort of older brother figure.
So talk to me about public school in Flushing.
I loved school. I mean, if it was a snowstorm, I was still walking to school to get there. We had a program at PS 107 called Open School, Open Class, which meant it was a pilot program for 1/4, 1/5, and 1/6 grade, and I was in those 3 years. And we could learn independently. You know, we had boxes all around the classroom with math and science, and you could go at your own pace. And you're self-taught. If you needed help, you could, but it was really promoting independent learning at a young age.
Now, you said there was also singing in the
annual
class
We had a
project?
huge production every year called Music in the Air, and I just went back for like a 25-something reunion of that. Robert Perlmutter, he was the 6th grade teacher. He was also a Broadway pianist, professional. And he would stage these huge productions with a theme. One year it was all the Beatles, one was Broadway, Disney, but they were huge theatrical performances, and that was a big part of what we actually did during the day. Either make the sets, practice performing. I played piano as well as sang, so I really loved that part of it. And they were very creative thinking. I mean, some of the projects that we had to do were make your own commercial, make your own marketing ad, you know. So I think my experience with my family and the business and also my school really taught me to think out of the box and to...
for your own practice and then
yeah,
Luv Michael.
Right, that's what I love.
So during the summers?
Summers I worked for my dad as soon as I could.
You got elevated to being the semi-surgeon, or you left the bookkeeping department?
I only did bookkeeping for about 6 months because I would make mistakes.
Were you at the front of the desk? You know,
I was in the front. I knew all the customers. I could make a game to say, if you want a pound, a flounder, know exactly how, put it on there. And look, I got it right. I just loved everything about it. Christmas Eve and Good Friday were huge, huge fish days at that time. And we would take pre-orders, and there would be people out.
Is Dad still on the fish market?
No, he had 3 fish markets and a crab house in Maryland, and he sold them when the the community changed, the whole retail fish business has changed, and he got out of that.
Then when did the family move to Bayside?
We moved to Bayside. I was starting IS-25, so intermediate school.
And then subsequently you decided to go to parochial school. What happened?
Well,
I mean, it was easier for dress, as you said to me.
I really loved it. I had no idea. I was really against. My dad wanted me to go to St. Francis Prep. That's his alma mater. And I visited St. Francis and Mary Louis Academy. And St. Francis was more for jocks. That was the original. That's where he went in Brooklyn. Was an all-boys school back that time. I didn't relate to St. Francis. I loved Mary Louis when I interviewed there, and so.
So you graduated high school when?
1982.
So it's 1982, and as you said to me, you applied to two schools, two totally diversified schools.
My parents didn't know really about college. I mean, they knew I wanted to be a doctor, and they were very supportive. My father, I said, is like the biggest feminist because he really made us feel that we can do whatever we want.
LaGuardia Community College
is
a little different than NYU.
NYU, right. I mean, they obviously didn't oversee my application process at all. I asked if I could go visit NYU and actually did an interview, which I don't think many people ever did an NYU interview. But I am.
So you go to NYU, and at NYU, when you're going to school,
pretty much a full scholarship.
Right. Yeah. You also, besides the scholarship, you work for the Rockefeller Foundation, Rockefeller University.
I worked for Rockefeller University as a research assistant pretty much all 4 years of NYU in studying neuropeptide Y. It was a neurotransmitter involved in obesity, and finally got published, with them.
But besides going to NYU, you also had the opportunity to meet this young guy by the name of Dimitri, right?
Yeah. We met first year in chemistry lab. He was very smart. I mean, graduated Bronx Science, but he seemed to be losing his way freshman year. And
now, did Dimitri know he wanted to be a physician also?
He did too. I mean, there were not many choices when you were a kid what you wanted to be. You didn't know. It was doctor, lawyer, dentist.
So you and Dimitri graduated NYU in what year?
86.
1986. And you wanted to go to a place where the two of you could basically go to the same medical school.
Right. We interviewed to a bunch of different medical schools. We didn't limit it to New York in our interview process because we really want to get into medical school. We ended up narrowing it to 12 in New York and hoping.
And then the final winner was Stony Brook, State University of New York.
Of Stony Brook,
at Stony Brook, which is a great medical school with a great hospital next door and a good program. Two of you were there. When did you get married?
We actually didn't even attend the graduation because we wanted to enjoy that brief period of time between medical school and knowing that we were going to be committing our next 6 years of our life to very hard labor residency.
How did you decide that you wanted to be an ENT specialist?
In your third year of medical school, you do rotations, and that's when you get to really see if, where you fit in. What you decide to do in medicine really becomes a combination of the people that you relate to.
Let me preface for the people who don't understand. ENT stands for ear, nose, and throat.
Right. The official name is otolaryngology.
Good, I didn't say it.
Okay, so we did rotations. When we rotated through the surgical specialty, I met a fabulous, inspiring physician named Dr. Joseph Addy. He was doing thyroid surgery. He was the king of thyroids. And I said, I love what you do. And he was one of those people that was very good to the medical students. He was also a violinist. He was just a really well-rounded person. And he said, well, if this is what you want to do, you need to go into ENT, because the ENT people are going to be in charge of the thyroids. The general surgeons are doing less and less thyroid, so you're not going to get that exposure.
Okay, so you get into the program at Manhattan Eye and Ear, one of the best ENT programs in the country, which has the affiliation with Lenox Hill.
At that time, yeah.
So that was a 6-year program.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Dimitri decides to go in the lower extremities and take care of the urology.
My dad says, the nose to the hose, we got it covered.
Okay, so we got everything covered over there. When is Alexander born?
I am get pregnant my last 4 or 5 months of my chief residency year. I've already accepted a position as an employee of one of my mentors, Dr. Vijay Anand and Dr. Lloyd Loft. They were in practice together across the street from Manhattan Ioneer. And so I joined them in practice, and I had Alexander in October of that first year in practice.
Okay, Alexander's 21, right?
He'll be 22 in November, right?
So after you finish the residency, you work for Dr. Anand. You're there for a couple of years. When do you decide to go into your own business?
About 5 years working for him, I felt that two things were happening. We were outgrowing our apartment, and I also felt that I wanted my practice to feel a certain way. I wanted it to have a little bit more attention to patient care and personal experience.
Now, was Michael born at this time yet?
Michael was born 13 months after Alexander.
At that
Yes,
time,
I had 2 boys at that time.
You had 2 boys over there. You started practice on East 85th Street, okay, which you also call Totum Health, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the practice, then we're going to talk about Michael and Alexander.
Well, I call it Totum Health because although I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor, I really take a holistic approach to somebody's health. And it's very interesting because how you breathe and how you sleep is a huge part of how you ultimately feel. And people don't really realize that. Sometimes they'll come in and say, I'm tired, I'm feeling sluggish, and they don't realize that they're not breathing well through their nose, they're not sleeping well. And so we have this total approach. So Totum is looking at the whole person in total. And I have an associate who does aesthetics work, and then I have other support staff that help check the hearing and the other parts of general ENT. So
when do you find out that Mike was autistic?
We had decided to get the building, to have my office and live in the same place. I thought that would be great. And then Michael got the diagnosis at the same time. It took about 2 years to do the renovation. And in that time, I was looking for a good placement for Michael to go to kindergarten.
People don't realize that 1 out of 41 new births is an autistic or a learning.
Right. If you look at the graph, they say in 1980 it was 1 in 10,000. And now it's 1 in 48, 1 in 41, depends who you read. And so, yeah, some of that might be from...
Let's talk about some of the interesting things before we love Michael.
Sure.
One of the things that autistic people, they want to get involved, and one of the stories was Alexander was an altar boy.
Right. We belong to a church out in Southampton, and it's a very supportive community, and we wanted our children to be raised in that church. And Alexander was offered the opportunity to be an altar boy at the age of 9 or 10. And we had still had Michael, who was 1 year younger, standing in the pew with us. And it was the biggest week of the Greek Orthodox faith, Easter, and it was Holy Thursday, which is a long liturgy. And Michael left the pew following Dimitri supposedly to the back of the church, and made a beeline right to the middle of the church, straight into the altar. I mean, there are so many people at the church at that time. You know, people don't know Michael. What is this about? And then a lot of noise and chaos and, you know, rustling about. And then Dimitri ran to the front, to the side door, and went inside. And then a few minutes later, Michael comes walking out, strutting out.
As an altar boy.
A full altar boy outfit, stands next to me with a big smile. And that's how Michael communicated, I want to be an altar boy.
Right. And then also, Alexander was at Chaminade, okay, and he got involved with rowing and some of the programs that that you've been involved with in rowing. Let's fast forward to the last couple of years with Luv Michael. Tell me how it was created, what it does, what the granola is, and how the other, what do they call, granolists?
We call them granologists.
Granologists, the other kids with learning disabilities, some with autism. And you were saying some could be as young as 17, and one is as older as 46 who's in the program.
Correct.
So talk to me about that.
Well, the whole point of Luv Michael is to take over where school leaves off. So our public school system helps educate our children with disabilities until they're 21. After 21, I didn't even realize this, and most parents don't realize it, it's really going to be your responsibility on what their education or what their life is going to be like. And there's very little choices. I went around, I didn't need to do this. I was hoping that there was somebody doing it. But most people are just trying to figure this out now. What do you do transitioning to adulthood? What is their life going to look like? For Michael, I saw it around the age of 17 that we better start planning for what he was going to do with his life. And he could work. He's not very verbal, but he has a lot of ability, and he's very smart, and he really loves to be busy, and he likes to be productive.
And he likes the kitchen, you said.
He likes the kitchen. We were doing most of the holidays at our house because it was easier to have Michael at our house, and all the prep work of, Michael is assisting me, and I said, he could do this. And then our church has many opportunities to cook as well. I brought him there in a different environment, and they were shocked.
How did it come that it was granola?
I tried to get him enrolled in a school, and they really would not accept him because of autism. And so they suggested working with somebody who graduated from the school, maybe want to do it at home. Try it home first. So we found a lovely lady, Chef Sarah Chaminade. She just had a baby. She was looking to do something on the side, and she came to our home, and she said, let's teach him. I'll work, I agree. He has a lot of ability. And then that was going really well, and I said, why don't we create like a little home business? Instead of Michael thinking about himself all the time, he could make something and give it to his grandmother, give it to somebody. So he said, hey, let's call it Luv Michael. So Luv Michael is really a gift, a gift of food. And we decided on granola because there's no knives involved in the process. It's weighing, measuring, mixing, rolling, cracking, packing, but one teacher can work with a group of students.
You started it out of your own kitchen.
Out of our own kitchen.
And then later on it elevated to now Long Island City.
We found Long Island City Entrepreneur Space. It's a great New York space that is run by a woman who actually is very supportive of the special needs community. They have classrooms there as well, so we rent the classroom.
So how do people learn about it? I mean, Michael's one of 12.
Right now we have 10.
Is his cousin Christopher also?
My sister's son Christian is 3 years older than Michael. He's already aged out of school. Michael still has one more year.
Right.
Yes.
And he's part of the program also?
He's part of the program. And right now the program is 1 day a week. We have a special education teacher who prepares a lesson for them, so they're getting 1 hour of education based on the New York City food handler's license. So my goal is for the guys to have a real certificate that they can either stay and work in our business or they can go elsewhere. And we actually have 2 of our granologists who've got jobs elsewhere in addition to Luv Michael.
Well, how do people find out?
Go to the website, lovemichael.org, L-U-V, michael.org.
Now let's talk about Fresh & Co., who's been good to you, and D'Agostino,
yes,
and other places where people can get the product.
We started with this, 2 little trays of granola, and the company that helps me with my practice, they have been doing all this pro bono for me, Levo Health. And I said, I go here every day to get my coffee. That's what Fresh & Co. I see you support local businesses, farm to table. Is your owner here? I see you don't sell something like this. So they said, oh, sure, Doc, he's here. And George comes out. I said, can I show you this about this company? I showed him on my phone. He was like, this is amazing. Leave me samples. So as soon as I got back to my office, he said, oh my God, I ate all 3 bags. This is delicious. Let's do this. I said, do you think you could have a little meeting, with my son and the other young man that was working with us? And he said, absolutely. And we went, he ordered 500 bags.
Which you couldn't do the production.
Well, we did. We were able to ramp it up because it's all hands on deck when we have an opportunity like that. But the good thing with George is he said, you could just deliver it to our West Side commissary, and then we can deliver it from there.
Distribution.
Yeah.
How'd you get into D'Agostino?
I met John Katsimatidis at a fundraiser Dr. Oz does for called Health Corps. I'm on their advisory board, and we had a booth which they gave us for free, and our guys were there handing out samples, and he passed by And he tried it, and I said, Mr. Katzimatidis, we know you from the church out in Southampton, and this is the company, the nonprofit company that we started. So he said, oh, this is really good. He goes, all right, make arrangements, come meet me at the Tuesday at my office. So I showed up before work, and I thought I was going to meet with him, and it was a huge board table, and he goes, and this is Mr. D'Agostino. I was in and out of there in 7 minutes, maybe.
And they're selling the product also.
They ordered it, and Christina's ordered it.
Let's talk about what you're planning to do in Tribeca.
Well, I mean, I really want to create a 5-day-a-week program. I mean, I want the guys to have, and the young ladies to have a place to go 5 days a week from 9 to 3. We have a space in Tribeca that we're going to donate for the purpose of running Luv Michael out of there. It has 2 floors, a first floor in the cellar. It'll have a commercial bakery, a front-end retail store, and a place to do classroom activity. And
you can have the retail store where they could buy the Christmas package.
Yeah, we'll have our this product. Once we get into our other space, we're going to have a line of products that will all be delicious, healthy, conscious.
And their Alexander is going to be 21, right?
He'll be 22 in November.
And he's at NYU.
Finishing up NYU computer science.
So I'd like to say, it's nice to see that the Queens girl has been a successful physician and a successful entrepreneur, and people should learn a little bit more about Luv Michael, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.